Do you crave adventure? When there's trouble at a gelatin factory, you can count on one man to discover the congealed weapon.
Jack Roulette. Logging Jack on.
Oh, is this thing on?
I hear you, Jack.
Thanks, Bonnie. Chief, sup?
It's a situation update, Jack.
Sup is faster.
So far, it is not.
Fine. I'll be staking out the Gelatino factory tonight. When Ricky shows up at 9, I'll head over to Ben's dinner.
Good. Bonnie?
I just confirmed everything at the dining hall. We're good to go, Chief.
Thanks for the check-in. God, I love a good retirement party. We don't have them often enough.
Because everyone keeps dying.
Well, this one will be classier than a butler convention, and that's classy. I'll see you both this evening.
Okay, bye.
See you there.
Log off, Jack.
I will in a second.
Now, Jack, that's an order.
He said now, Jack.
Real funny, guys. Fine. But I'm having Harry change my username.
Logging Jack off.
Join us right alongside the man who dances daily with death and danger as Midnight Buffet proudly presents the Roulette Chronicles. Chapter 2, Jello, Goodbye. After the events of the high school that morning and a late night planned, all I wanted was a long afternoon nap. But I was awake and thought I'd make use of my time by heading down to the labs. Maybe W has some new toys for me. In the elevator, I bumped into fellow agent Ricky Wayne. He got off on the chief's floor, which wasn't a good sign. Rick was a powerhouse guy, not much of a thinker. If the chief wanted him for something, it meant he was getting desperate. Or maybe he was just giving Ricky a chance to prove himself. I couldn't complain. The chief had given me a similar chance at one point. I saw Nancy buzz Ricky in just as the elevator doors closed.
Chief?
Ricky, thanks for coming in. How's the leg?
My regret nothing tattoo is burned off. Pretty ironic since I really regret.
Well, you look good.
You want a situation update?
Just say, sup, Rick. It's faster. Get with the times.
Hasn't been easy. If there's a mole, they know how to cover their tracks.
Uncover them. I wanted this done before tonight.
I know, which is why I was thinking. The rat might show himself if we leave out a little cheese.
Go on.
We post some dummy info on the servers. I've got an alert system set up for the defector's phony password. Hopefully, they log in again and we trace the origin.
Hopefully? Yes, and hopefully no more information is leaked, and hopefully no one is killed because of it. Find this guy, Rick. I want this wild card out of the deck.
Yes, everyone in Helm is on edge today with so much going on. While most prepare for the retirement of Benedict Wolf, Helm's oldest and most successful field agent, even more are tiffed at the troubling tidings that someone is a treacherous traitor. Even Slumpowski, the senior scientist, is more than typically testing.
Insulting that I even have to explain myself. W, how long have I been in charge of these labs?
Well, I guess it's
20
been about...
years. Not to mention my time logged as an assistant. And I practically ran things then, too. Can't I get tenure by now?
Oh, Zumplowski. I think you're in the wrong profession for that. Afternoon, Alice.
Afternoon, W. Professor Zumba.
Alice, what do you think of the new security protocol?
More security can't hurt.
Can't hurt. Can't hurt. Can't hurt until you get those gorillas like Ricky Wayne down here when he doesn't even know what he's supposed to be inspecting. I had to lead him around like a child in a broken glass factory until he managed to burn up his right leg testing the Gun Plus. 3rd-degree burns, Alice.
Ouch. I guess it can hurt.
Of course it can, and will. Now the chief will be re-vetting everyone, monitoring everything, and generally wasting agency money and resources just so we can whisper behind each other's backs. And W here didn't back us up, Alice. She's on the mole hunt, too.
Actually, I don't believe there is a mole.
But you're fine with a charade. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is it's the chief's agency. I'm not going to argue with the man's decisions.
Well, we both know why that is. I've got to get down the archives. Nobody goes in my station.
He's really stressing out about this mole thing. W, between us, I mean, do you
Stop
think...
right there, Alice. Zumplowski is a cynical pain in the ass, but he's almost always right. We don't need this turning into a witch hunt. I have a feeling this mole situation will resolve itself soon enough.
A feeling, huh?
Hello, W.
Jack, good to see you're all right.
You too. What's that smell? Are you testing knockout gas?
That smell would be my perfume.
And you must be the knockout. What are you testing there, Alice?
An immunity to your charms, it's very successful.
Could you excuse us, dear? Jack gets distracted easily.
Certainly.
Don't blame her, W. It's partly my fault.
Is Benedict all right? Last I saw, he was playing cowboy a few hundred feet in the air.
Yeah, his horse got away, but he's probably at the saloon by now.
Splendid. I've got everything ready for tonight's mission here.
Shouldn't need too much this time, just a routine stakeout.
All the same, Jack, I know you'll be coming straight to Ben's dinner afterwards, so I've outfitted a few things into this tuxedo. Bulletproof fabric, of course, flash bomb cufflinks, a small bow tie torch.
W, I do not want to be stuck in this thing all night.
Why not? This is the latest suit technology we have. It's so stylish. Peacocks will envy you.
No, I know. It's very impressive that you can hide a sword up a sleeve, but you can't make it comfortable, can you? I'm only observing the factory till 9, and I have my gun plus. Thanks, but I'll dress myself tonight.
Ugh, at least take these binoculars.
What do they do?
You look through them to see further away.
I suppose I walked right into that one, W.
Well, you're about as prepared as a Boy Scout here.
Boy Scouts are always prepared.
Not to fight terrorism.
Where's Slumpowski? He'd be on my side.
Because he cares more about this equipment than your life. I'm beginning to see his side of things.
W, I'm staking out a factory that makes gelatin desserts. What's the worst that could possibly...
Don't finish that thought, or you'll find out.
The Helm Archives are located in the sub-basement of the building. Few have reason to go down there, but Harry Watkins enjoys the privacy. Just him and endless rows of filing cabinets. He pops another Dorito in his mouth and types away as the elevator doors open.
Harry, Zemplowski, what's up?
Sup is slang for situation update, and you should know that by now. You've been here 6 months.
No, I just
I
meant...
need a file on those cyborgs that attacked our building last year. Thanks to your new nonsensical system, I can't find anything.
Don't sweat it, I'll get it. Hey, that rhymed. BRB. Be right back.
Harry wanders off and Slabowski looks over at his console. There are multiple monitors, but only one keyboard, covered in cheesy residue. The germophobic scientist audibly gags.
Gotcha. Here you go.
Took you long enough. Give me that.
That night, I was in a car parked in the dark lot adjacent from the Gelatino factory. I flipped through my mission file. The owner, Don Gelatino, inherited this business just over a decade ago, and since then, we had reason to believe he was using it to cover up some less-than-legal deals. So far, his biggest crime was being located in New Jersey. It had been a slow evening, but that was fine by me. I had places to be later. Only another hour until Ricky takes a shift, and something caught my eye. I picked up the binoculars to see a group of shady men nearing the warehouse. Oh, no. Harry?
Jack? Jack Roulette?
Yes? Who is this?
I'm Duncan, Harry's assistant. We met once before when I accidentally parked in your spot. There was never a break in your yelling to properly introduce myself.
Right, where's Harry?
He just left for Benedict Wolf's retirement dinner. That's tonight, right? I wouldn't know because I wasn't invited, but that's cool.
Well, there's something going on at the Gelatino factory. A group of guys just went around back. I'm gonna have to check it out.
You got it, man. I'll be here if you need anything, or if you're just bored and want to talk. Do you play Words with Friends?
Bye! I crept along the shadows until I made it to the side door. Predictably locked, but I knew another entrance. I pulled out my gun plus and fired a grappling hook. In no time, I was ascending to the top floor and hopped on the roof. I proceeded to pop the cover off the nearest air duct and lowered myself down into the darkness. It wasn't long before I heard the echo of voices.
There was nobody following us, Mr. Gelatino. Relax.
For your sake, you better be right. I won't tolerate any carelessness in my factory. Now, gentlemen, this is my associate, Mr. Robert Lackey. Robert, would you?
Listen up. Our secret ingredient is downstairs in boxes marked syrup. But you don't want to be putting this stuff on your pancakes. Shut up! I don't have time to mess around tonight. I'm like an arrow.
Straight?
To the point. And straight, yeah. Now, each box corresponds to a serial number on one of the vats. Do not just dump the stuff in everything. We've got different formulas being tested in different vats, and we don't want to cross-contaminate.
Gelatino and his lackey, seemed to barely tolerate the group of lowlifes in front of them. It was a collage of different men, just a few average goons, a nervous thin fellow, and a silent colossus of a man with a tattoo of a lightning bolt running down his face. But they were all hired muscle for the night.
Once you finish with phase 1, turn on the mixers, but only 2 at a time. Otherwise, the system will spike and have to be restarted. We don't have the time to waste if we're shipping this stuff out tomorrow.
Yeah. Mr. Gelatino? Sorry, but is this the same Jello that goes out to local stores? 'Cause I know my kids eat this stuff, you know?
Robert, could you fill that one? Thank you.
The next man to mention his kids turns them into orphans. Are we clear?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Whatever
sounds
you
good.
say, man.
No problem.
Sure.
Good. Now get to the job I'm overpaying you for.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Whatever
sounds
you
good.
say, man.
How's our schedule?
Perfect. But now we're down a man. I better supervise. They don't seem like the brightest. Maybe we should have used that mind control stuff on them first.
Oh, now you tell me. This plan has been in the works for a long time, Robert. You are my right-hand man. I know you will not let me down.
You can count on me, sir.
Let's go.
The mind control drug! Duchamp was just using the high school to test it. I've got to alert Helm. Harry? Duncan! Duncan, are you there? I need backup. There's something big going on here after all. Hello? Anybody? Just then, the office door swung open and I was blinded by the sudden brightness of a flashlight. The next thing I heard was the figure cocking a gun. Will Jack's career end just as it's beginning? Has he been caught dead-handed? Is the country cursed to conform to the cravings of these conniving criminals via their calamitous culinary concoction? Stay tuned for the thrilling answers on the Roulette Chronicles. All right, listeners, get out your decoder rings. It's time for the latest secret message from Helm Quarters. S V V K C V. And the secret code number is 17. Remember, everyone at the agency is counting on you. And now, back to the show. Midnight Buffet presents the Roulette Chronicles. Chapter 2, Jello, Goodbye. Part 2. Welcome back, listeners. Jack Roulette here. The last time you saw me, I had snuck into the dastardly Don Gelatino's gelatin factory to foil their scheme of contaminating their delicious dessert with a mind control formula. I was hiding in an office trying and failing to contact Helm Quarters when suddenly the door swung open and I was staring down the muzzle of a flashlight. And a gun. Hi. Hey there. Don't mind me. I'm just the new janitor. Doing some overtime, you know, recession. I'm in a tuxedo because of the new dress code policies. Yeah, everyone's pissed about it. Anyway, the security guards just cleared me to be here, so it's cool.
That's odd, since all the security guards were given the night off.
Finally, my eyes adjusted, and I saw that she was a beautiful brunette in uniform. A radio crackled on her hip, but her sharp eyes stayed on me until she glanced down to the body of the man Lackey had just shot a few minutes earlier. I know this looks bad, miss.
Officer.
You're with the police?
Shortstop on the Yankees was taken.
Do you know about what's going on?
I'll ask the questions here. Now, hands behind your back.
That's not a question.
I wasn't asking.
All right, take it easy.
Good. Now stay like that.
Like this?
Ah! You better let go of me.
I hate to do this to you because we're actually on the same side.
Oh? Was that guy on your side too?
Look, I didn't kill him, and the man who did is about to do something a lot worse. I can't have you blowing my cover. I'm giving you the chance to leave. Now forget you saw me.
How could I forget such a handsome face?
Oh, that's very kind of you. You're actually quite striking yourself. Before I could reciprocate the compliment, she spun around, clocking me with her flashlight. A fight ensued, both of us pulling punches, until she attempted to jump and high-kick me in the face. But I caught her foot in the air and gave it a twist.
Hey, ow! Well, this is fun. I don't get to see much action. I'm out of practice.
Ah, my jaw says otherwise.
Are you a Fed?
I really can't talk about that.
That's a yes. I recognize the training.
You meet a lot of spies?
Not exactly, but I can tell you were holding back. You could have broken my foot.
Then you're lucky I'm such a nice guy.
Are you nice enough to help me stand?
Sure.
Wow, you're trusting.
No, I just know I can beat you.
Sure you can.
What are you doing here?
Trying to get evidence on Gelatino. I had a source claim he was poisoning his gelatin supply.
And you're here alone?
I'm not exactly on duty. My lieutenant told me to drop it, but I couldn't ignore my woman's intuition.
Me neither. Or whatever the male equivalent is. What?
The spy in a tuxedo? You've got to be kidding me.
Afraid not. I have plans later. How's the ankle?
Sore, but functional. What's your name?
Jack.
Jack. My name's Ryder. Dixie Ryder.
Now you've got to be kidding me. Back at helm, Agent Ricky Wayne is getting ready to head over to the Gelatino factory, his shift of the stakeout. He logs into his workstation one more time before leaving.
What's this? An alert from my security grid. The most phony password was just used a few hours ago. It came from... Oh my god. This is Ricky Wayne. No, tell Jack I won't be able to make it. I've got a lead on the mole and it checked out. Ben's party. Right now. What? No, tell the team to stand down. I'm taking this one in myself.
Ricky runs out the door, heading for the Galio dining hall, where most Helm agents are still arriving, dressed to the nines.
Ben, congratulations.
Thanks for coming, Harry.
Helm won't be the same without you.
You're right. The average age will drop 20 years.
Harry?
W.
What are you doing here?
Open bar, right? just kidding. Kind of. Anyway, I have Duncan covering the archives tonight.
Splendid.
Yeah, from what I hear, you guys have like one retirement party a decade.
True. There aren't many times when everyone is together like this. Gives you a chance to get to know people, get a few drinks in them, and maybe you'll learn some things you didn't want to know.
I imagine a top secret agency has a lot of top secret secrets.
Oh, you have no idea.
All I had wanted to do was go to Ben's dinner that night, but there I was, still fighting with a woman. At least this time it was verbal. I know what you're saying, and I can appreciate your ambition, but I'm specially trained to handle these situations.
You're specially trained to handle a dessert magnate who plans to brainwash his customers with Jello?
Yes. Believe it or not, I've stopped dumber schemes.
What's your plan?
My plan?
You don't have a plan.
I have a plan. I'll go in there and, I've got a great line for when I arrest him. Looks like this Jello just landed you in jail. Oh. I know Jello is a brand name, but it still works.
Define works.
Listen, you need a warrant to even be here, and I'm betting you don't have one. This is my job. You need to let me do it. You need to trust me.
Fine. I'll stay here, for now. Just be careful.
Thanks. And don't worry, I've got backup coming. Or so I thought. But what I didn't realize was during the scuffle, my earpiece had been knocked to the floor.
Jack? Mr. Roulette? It's Duncan. Ricky can't make it tonight. Are you there? You're on your own.
The warehouse was alive with the hum of machinery, so it was easy enough to sneak up some piping to get a bird's eye view of the operation. Unfortunately, my pant leg got caught on a nail and let out a rip. Nobody heard it or anything. It was unfortunate because I really like those pants. While the giant vats full of colorful gelatins waited to be churned by the mighty mixers, Gelatino and the loyal Mr. Lackey were taking a stroll on the catwalk, watching the men pour in the secret ingredient.
Don't bother the green one. That's a different experiment. Mind-controlled drugs go in the red ones.
Sorry, Mr. Lackey!
These guys are dumber than sequels to prequels. We're still right on schedule, sir. You alright?
Robert, do you remember the story of Jack and the Beanstalk?
Vaguely.
When I was a boy, my mother read it to me. I always cringed when the ogre roared, "I'll grind your bones to make my bread." One night, my father heard this, and for reasons I didn't understand, he was furious. The next day, he brought me to this factory, and it was my job to drop the animal bones into the grinder. That's how gelatin is made, Robert. You see? My father thought I was disgusted by him, that he was the ogre. After that day, I learned my lesson, but I could never stomach the stuff again.
And, what was the lesson?
My father was doing what needed to be done. People don't want to know anything's origin, their food, their clothes. their iPhones, because then they would have to admit that their greed outweighs their conscience. These people don't deserve free will, so we'll take it from them. Once this stuff is in the system, they'll respond to our subliminal advertising by doing what we want, voting how we think they should. But first, they'll be buying lots more gelatin for their friends.
That's why you volunteered those food relief packages to struggling countries.
Access to unreachable nations, complete global coverage, and I was able to write it off on my taxes.
Not bad.
At this point, I was right above them, inching along a row of pipes. Just my luck. My first mission is uncovering a plot for world domination, and I've already ripped my pants.
Okay, that was the last of it. Now, head up to controls and turn on mixers 6 and 7.
Sure, boss. Does anyone know how to work this?
This thing has more buttons than a campaign rally.
Alright, back off, morons. You just flip these. And these. And all these, I think.
Stop! You turned on too many!
What are you doing? Shut it down! You're gonna overload the system!
One of the mixers couldn't take it and exploded, sending me tumbling from my hiding spot, landing hard on the metal grate of the catwalk, just a few feet above the spinning blades.
And who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm with Helm. You and your men are under arrest. Looks like this Jello just landed you in jail. Ow! Ow!
I got him, boss. His name's Roulette.
How did you know? Ow! Ow! Hey!
What makes you any better than me, Mr. Roulette? Helm's motto is keeping the world on course. Your course. Well, I'm taking the wheel.
Dingman Carson, Bolt, get up here now!
I managed to free myself from Lackey's grip as the henchman came charging up the stairs. It only took a single punch to lay out the first guy. The second one jumped at me, but I tossed him over the railing where he hit the ground below. Then came the challenge. The one with the lightning bolt on his face towered over me, blocking the steps. I said, "Feeling under the weather?" Followed by a swift jab to his side that didn't hurt anything but my own hand. Ow. Okay. Can I talk you out of this? No? Not the talking type, I guess. Well, I hope you can say cheese! Damn it! These cufflinks are supposed to be flash bombs. Wrong tuxedo. Ugh. Whoa! Another mixer exploded, shaking the catwalk and sending Boltface careening down the stairs. I thought a wave of good luck had finally come my way, but it turned out to be a wave of green gelatin. Oh, God, no. This never happens to Ben. Oh, it's in my mouth. Hey, you, get back here! Gelatino started running, so I aimed my gun plus and fired just as Lackey tackled me from behind. Ow! As a result, the grappling hook wrapped itself around Gelatino's foot, causing him to trip and roll right off the platform. There he was, swinging above certain death as the mixer's blades turned hungrily below him, and the only thing keeping him alive was my slippery grip.
Lackey!
Help him, now!
I wasn't going to kill him.
Do it!
All right, get that gun out of my face, will you?
Help me!
I was pulling the line in, reaching down to grab him when the explosion of another mixer sent our half of the catwalk flying down. No! I tried to get him. I tried. The mixers made short work of him. The bright pink liquid turned slightly redder, and Don Gelatino was no more. Without hesitation, Lackey bolted down the platform and into the panic room, sealing the door behind him. Lackey, come on, open up.
Don't waste your time with me!
What are you doing? Let's go. I'm pretty sure this place is gonna blow up.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Okay, now I'm definitely sure. Wait, did you do that?
Detonation in 1 minute.
Lackey, come on.
I got my own escape plan, thanks!
What?
You have no idea what you've done, Jack Roulette. You'll regret this day.
I already do. This suit is ruined.
Detonation in 30 seconds.
So long, jackass!
Lackey started up a secret staircase as the bright pink vat of gelatin began to drain. Seconds later, I heard his escape jet take off in the distance. By now, the whole building was shaking, so I ran for the door, slipping on thick puddles of green slime. I jumped out to the parking lot just as the factory exploded! It flung me several feet into the air, and I landed, spitting and coughing, my mouth tasting of artificial lime. Instinctively, my finger went to my ear. Harry? Duncan? Anybody? Hello? What? My earpiece is gone. I've got to get to Ben's dinner as fast. And then I saw it. My car had been crushed under a colossal piece of factory equipment. Oh no. I just named that car. What surprises pursue our partygoers? How will Jack make it in time? Hijack a helicopter? Make off with a motorcycle? Or will he be at the mercy of the dreaded PATH train? Tune in next time as we race to Benedict Wolf's retirement dinner on The Roulette Chronicles!